Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving headfirst into Surrounded by Idiots. We're going to unpack some really simple, but honestly pretty profound ideas from Thomas Erikson that could completely change the way you communicate. Forever.
Come on, you know the feeling. You've just explained something perfectly. It's crystal clear in your head, but the person you're talking to just isn't getting it. Or maybe you're stuck in a meeting that's just spinning its wheels, going absolutely nowhere. It's that super common frustration, right? The one where you feel like you're speaking a totally different language from everyone in the room?
Well, here's the big idea from the book, the core concept. What if they're not idiots at all? What if the problem has nothing to do with intelligence? What if it's just that we all have these fundamentally different ways of communicating? Basically, we're all speaking our own secret psychological language.
Yeah, you can almost picture it like a giant maze. We're all in it, and we're all trying to get our message from our brain to someone else's. But here's the thing. We all take a totally different path. Some of us sprint ahead, some of us walk cautiously, and some of us stop to check the map at every single turn. So it's no wonder we get lost and bump into each other, right?
See, these styles, they're like our default settings. They're the software that's always running in the background. And they influence absolutely everything. Our tone of voice, our body language, whether we want the big picture or all the tiny little details. It's the invisible code that dictates all our interactions.
So, the big question is, how do we navigate this maze without getting lost? Well, Erikson gives us a map, and it's a beautifully simple one. A 4-color framework that helps us finally understand these different styles. Honestly, this is the key. This is how you start decoding everyone you talk to.
Okay, so here it is, the whole system in one place. Red, yellow, green, and blue. Each color stands for a core personality type, and each one has a totally different motivation. Reds are all about results. Yellows want to influence people. Greens just want harmony. And blues, they demand accuracy. Now, this is really important. Nobody is just one color. We're all a mix, a blend. But we usually have one, maybe two, that really dominate our behavior. So let's see what these look like in the real world.
All right, let's bring these colors to life. I guarantee as we go through these, you're going to start recognizing people. Your boss, your partner, your friends, and yeah, probably yourself too.
First up, we've got the reds. These are the drivers, the natural-born leaders. They are laser-focused on one thing, getting things done. They are decisive, confident, and have zero time for chit-chat. They just want action and results. They see a challenge, they run right at it. Now, the flip side, when they're under pressure, that directness can feel a little aggressive. They can end up steamrolling people who they think are moving too slow.
This is pure red. It perfectly sums up their whole mindset. Don't waste my time with fluff. Just give me the essential info so I can make a decision and we can all move on. To a red, time is a resource you just don't waste.
Next up, let's talk about the yellows. The influencers. These are the life of the party, right? They're super sociable, expressive, and just bubbling over with creative, optimistic ideas. They get their energy from being around people, and they can motivate an entire room with their infectious enthusiasm. The catch? When they're stressed, their love for new ideas can make them seem disorganized. They might end up promising way more than they can actually deliver.
I mean, this just screams yellow, doesn't it? They're natural storytellers who talk with passion and excitement. They're not so worried about the how, they're much more excited about the wow.
And now for the greens. These are the supporters. They are the calm, patient anchors in any group. They are incredible listeners, super caring, and they value stability above almost anything else. Their number one priority is making sure everyone feels heard and comfortable. They will avoid conflict at all costs. But the potential downside is that this can sometimes make them seem a little passive or really resistant to change because it threatens their sense of stability.
This right here perfectly captures what a green is all about: group harmony. They are the team's peacemakers. They're always going to prioritize relationships and feelings over just getting something done quickly.
And finally, we meet the blues, the analysts. These are your methodical, detail-oriented planners. They're logical, they're reserved, and they need all the facts before they'll make a decision. Why? Because quality and accuracy are everything to them. The potential pitfall here, though, is what's called analysis paralysis. They can get so lost in the details that they struggle to actually make a call, and can sometimes come across as a little cold or distant.
If you ever hear this question, you can be almost certain you are talking to a blue. They don't operate on hunches, they operate on data. For them, a decision that isn't backed by evidence is just a wild guess.
So, you can probably already see where this is going, right?
What happens when you put these very different people in the same room? Well, what one person sees as a strength, another sees as a massive weakness. And this, my friends, is where the sparks really start to fly.
So here's a classic conflict: red versus blue. It's a total clash of pace. The red, who only cares about speed and results, wants to go now. The blue, who needs accuracy, has to check every single detail first. So, in the red's mind, the blue is just a roadblock, slowing everything down on purpose. But from the blue's perspective, the red is a reckless, impulsive person who's about to drive them all off a cliff without a plan. And you know what? Both of them are absolutely convinced they're right. And here's another one: a total clash of energy. The social, spontaneous yellow burst into a meeting with a million ideas and just boundless enthusiasm. To the calm, predictable green, this feels like an overwhelming hurricane. The green, who just wants some stability, sees the yellow as chaotic and disruptive. Meanwhile, the yellow might look at the green's quiet, thoughtful approach and think they're unenthusiastic or just being difficult. It's a complete mismatch in how they experience the world.
But here is the good news. Understanding these clashes is the first step to avoiding them. So now we get to the really practical stuff: how you can actually adjust your own style to connect with literally anyone. This is your master key.
Okay, you're talking to a red. Rule number 1, get straight to the point. No fluff. Focus on the results, show them you respect their time, and deliver your message with confidence. Trust me, they will appreciate your efficiency.
Now, to connect with the yellow, you've got to bring the energy. Be friendly, be enthusiastic. Leave a little time for them to share their stories. And focus on the big, exciting, positive picture. Oh, and always, always acknowledge their creative ideas. That's huge for them.
When you're speaking with a green, the key is to just slow down, take a breath, be patient, use a calm, gentle tone, and show that you genuinely care about how they're feeling. A supportive, no-pressure approach is the absolute fastest way to build trust with them.
And finally, for a blue, the rule is so simple. Do your homework. Come prepared with all the details, all the data. Present it logically, step by step, and then give them time. They need to process and ask questions. And whatever you do, be accurate. Avoid exaggerating at all costs.
So, we've learned how to spot the different colors and how to adapt to them. But the most powerful part of this whole framework, it actually isn't about them at all. It's about you.
And this is so important. The goal here is not to put people in boxes. It's not so you can walk around saying, oh, he's just being a typical red. That completely misses the point. It's not a weapon, it's a bridge.
The real superpower here is self-awareness. It comes from understanding your own habits, your own biases, your own default communication style. Because once you truly understand yourself, you can start building those bridges to everyone else. So, the final question is for you. Which color do you lead with? Really thinking about that, well, that's the first step to becoming a true master communicator.